Can you give us your best take at the Champions League song?
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
Well,
I don't know what it is.
I don't
It's
either.
like an
So
opera
if you don't hum it,
version
then
of, like,
if I
they
hear
say-
it on the radio, I won't know what it
They
is.
say the champions, but they say it in an opera, high-pitched voice.
It's an opera
Okay,
voice.
we can do it.
The champion.
Yes.
And then they
That's
do it
what
again.
it
Okay.
Ooh, the champion.
Horrible. No, way too low. Way too low.
Okay, let me try
It
mine.
needs to be higher.
Let me try mine. The champion!
Maddie,
Voice crack.
my glass of water just shattered on the table.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to SportNotes. It's another week. Today is Sunday, September 22nd. I am Chad, your co-host and fellow rookie. And finally, once again, co-host makes sense because finally back with us is my co-host, the one who makes this podcast so much better, so much funnier, and actually worth watching, Madi.
Wow, what an intro. Hi, guys. My name is Maddie. I'm also the co-host of SportNotes and very happy to be back after my long absence.
journey around the world. Yeah, you were doing a lot of stuff, weren't you?
I was. I actually, I filled my time with a lot of great things. I joined the circus. I went to SeaWorld, trained some dolphins,
Oh my God.
and also
Blackfish.
I did some professional college football coaching.
Did you?
I did.
Nice.
Did you?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
Probably we're coaching Notre Dame based on the way they've been playing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment, but I'm going to take it as
It's an insult. You've missed a couple
an
weeks
insult.
to fill you in on. Peter loves Notre Dame and hasn't been too pleased lately, so there's been a lot going on there.
Got it. Okay,
But
well, thank you
We'll get
for...
to it. We'll get to it. That's a good segue into introducing our experts, as always, from Boston.
Yep.
We have PJ, Zeke, and Peter. How's it going?
Hey,
Hey.
guys. What's going on?
You
you-
know, we're
how
just
you
happy
doing?
to be back together.
You know, just hosting a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Welcome back, Maddie. We're
Thanks,
so
guys.
excited to have you here.
Thanks, guys. I definitely missed being here with you every Sunday, and I'm excited.
I had to take all the heat as the only rookie host. Like everything,
Right.
I was the one who was like stupid about everything.
Well, you're not stupid. You're just learning like everyone else.
You're right.
So
You know
that's
what?
what my mom would tell me when I would fail classes.
Wow. Wish my dad said that to me.
Awesome. Well, guys, so great to be back. Let's start with our hypothetical that we're going to do this week.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I haven't done one of these yet, but I'm really excited.
None of us have. PJ just brought this to, or yeah, I think it was you, PJ. Right?
Yeah,
You
it was.
Asked this question. And you wanted
Yeah.
to get our answers on it. So give it to us.
So
All right.
there's a lot of different variations of this on the internet right now, but the scenario is: would you rather get $1 million up front, like no catch with it, or try to get 3 yards? You have 10 tries to get 3 yards in an NFL football game when you're running the ball, and you get
Okay.
$10 million if you do that. So either take the $1 million, you're all good.
Just to clarify, it's a net of 3 yards.
It is a net of 3 yards. So if you
get-
lose,
if you get
chances.
tackled for a loss,
you're done.
now you have to get like 5 yards.
Correct. Yes, you have to net 3 yards.
Okay.
Yeah,
And-
and anybody in this room who thinks they can do that is,
Do I have the gear?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I would assume you have the gear, right? You're not
Okay.
just naked.
Yeah.
So, like, little old me naked going 3 yards.
You do have like an NFL offensive line in
Yeah, but
front
which
of
one?
you. I'm saying the 15th
That would depend
best
on the team,
offensive
right?
line and the 15th best defense.
Yeah, I would do it.
So
Oh
it's
man.
pretty
You think
pretty
you would
even.
get 3 yards?
Yeah, I would.
You are.
This is where I know I don't really understand like
You're
the
crazy.
athleticism required to play football
It's
because
3 yards.
my
Yeah.
instinct is like, yeah, I could probably do that.
You
It's
would
only
get
3
hurt your
yards.
first play.
But yeah, like
You have like 15 huge people charging at you.
massive dudes.
Huge.
And they-
I would die if one of them jumped on top.
I got another question for you. Do they know I'm running this ball for $10 million?
No, it's like
They
a
don't.
normal
Okay.
NFL football game, and you've just come in at running back. The star running back got hurt, and Chad, you're coming in to try to get
You know
those
what I
3
do?
yards.
You know what I do? I'd go to them beforehand. I'd tell the whole line. I'd say, pass it down the line. I'd say, if you let me get 3 yards, I got 10 million. I'll let
you
you guys
can't
divide. I'll let you guys
schmooze.
divide.
There's
Well, then
no-
you'd be
million.
banned.
No.
You'd be banned from the NFL.
Yeah, you
for
can't do that.
collusion.
Yeah.
That's very
There's no
against the
schmoozing
rules.
Game,
allowed.
game
Yeah.
fixing.
There's no schmoozing.
No.
Well, you didn't clarify
You know,
that. You didn't
smart
clarify
thinking.
that, so
Smart thinking, but I think you would get crushed.
yeah, I know I would.
Yeah,
I would
I'm going
do
to
it.
just take the 1 mil.
I'd have to
Would
drop
get
half
crushed.
of that money on hospital
No.
bills. So
You would get.
So what's everyone doing, Chad?
I'm going to take the $1 million.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the 1 milli and just call it PJ.
Yeah, I'm taking the 1 million because I think on the first play I would die. So I think I'm good.
Zeke's trying to run it.
I'm going for the 10 million.
Oh.
You would have
No,
have,
when you get a yard, you just turtle shell. You literally just
but
turtle
if you
shell. You
lose
go right
a yard,
down.
what happens if you fumble?
If you fumble, it's
You
done.
turtle shell.
You don't
You're
get
gonna
it.
you are going to fumble, and you're gonna have a negative rush 9 out of 10 times.
If you think about this,
So that means
when
that
you
need
hit
a
when you hit the
12-yard
hole,
rush.
when you hit the hole, I'm not going to be running full speed. I'm just going to be trying
then
to
you're
get a
gonna
yard.
get floored.
When you hit the hole. Is
No,
that
but
like,
it's
is
gonna
the
be
hole like the
softer
opening you're
contact.
trying
Yeah,
to
the
get?
opening in the
Okay.
offensive line.
I'm not going to be running in with my head lowered. I'm just going to go for soft contact.
You're gonna
hole
get
is the
forward
opening,
backwards.
Chad.
When you
You're
hit
gonna have
the
a
hole.
negative rush every time.
When you hit
That's
the
not
hole.
true.
Yes, it
That's
is.
not
hole.
true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
All right,
You know
well,
you're
Peter,
starting
what would you do?
5
Peter,
feet.
I'm going to assume you would not. You would just take the million based on the way you're.
Absolutely would just take the million. You're crazy to think you
Well,
could do
Zeke
that.
has a thing with the number 10 in his confidence because I remember a couple episodes ago he was convinced he could finish, what was it, 10 hot dogs in like
10 minutes.
a minute or 10 minutes?
I don't think you
which
could
we
do
still
that
have to
either.
do, by the way.
I think
Yeah.
you could do that.
Yeah,
In
you
10
totally
minutes?
could.
You think you could do that? 10 hot dogs in 10 minutes?
A hot dog a minute.
a lot of hot dogs.
I'd slow down at like 5. I'd be done.
Do I have any water, like milk around?
Yeah, of course you could.
Yeah. It's
I
like the
mean,
rules of,
milk's
like
not
Joey
really
Chestnut
helping you.
Nathan's contest.
Milk's just gonna fill you up.
Yeah, milk would
Yeah,
be brutal.
water.
That would be
Water.
tough.
Yeah, well, that's a tough one. I mean, if anything I take away from this, to bring it back to Sport Notes, it's like you realize how much sometimes when you watch professional sports leagues, they almost make it look not easy, but like they make it look like, oh yeah, they're clashing against each other, people break through. But then you actually start thinking about it, you're like,
Yes.
they are insane athletes. Like these are
Yes.
giant, muscular human beings. Like no average person is
Huge.
breaking through those people.
I agree.
Yeah, like
Also, I have a question. I've been thinking about what size hot dog.
I'd like a Hebrew national.
Yeah,
Just
it's like a
standard
normal
Hebrew
size.
national.
Right,
hot dog.
infants.
Zeke came right out with that
Yeah.
answer.
Like a
Would you
my
boil
favorite
it
kind of
or
hot
would you
dog.
grill
It's like a
it?
Hebrew national between Frank to Hebrew national range.
I don't know if I'd probably have it like boiled or sautéed in a pan.
a boiled dog.
It's interesting.
Boiled hot
I think
dog.
I'd want it grilled. I want
Yeah.
a crispy dog.
Yeah.
I just don't want the char to like if I accidentally choke and have like flakes from like the grilled char.
Oh, that's fair.
That's fair.
Well,
Yeah.
way to think.
But I
through
feel
that.
like they get smaller when you grill them.
That's true. They shrivel up a little.
Those wieners shrivel up on the grill.
yeah, leave it at that. All right, good
All right, well,
question, man.
thanks.
Yeah, I like it.
Zeke's gonna run that 3 yard.
The guy who broke his arm and quit football
Honestly-
thinks he can do it.
He is coming for Zeke. I love the enthusiasm with that hypothetical. But now we're gonna move on to Pete's corner.
Yeah,
And Peter's got some updates from
put your passion into those updates. Pete.
college football.
Can't
right?
wait for
Let's
this
hear it.
one.
College football.
We'll give a quick recap. It was a good week of college football. A lot of exciting things, but just talking like high level, a really big game was Tennessee won. Tennessee beat Oklahoma, 2 top 15 teams. Very exciting game. The big takeaway from this game is Tennessee is probably going to be a team that makes the playoff this year, and Oklahoma might not be. So that was kind of like the big result of the weekend. The other big result that I know Zeke is thrilled about is Michigan beat USC 27-24. Late touchdown for Michigan to take the lead.
I actually looked up that game on my phone at one point because I was actually curious. And when I looked, they were
Wow.
like, the game was almost over and USC was up.
Yeah, they were, Chad.
Whoa! Ah!
Spice.
Yeah, it was a surprising result. A lot of people thought USC would go into Michigan and win the game. I actually thought they would. I know Zeke thought they would. Pretty sure PJ thought they would.
Yeah, I
We all
did.
thought Michigan wasn't good. A lot of Michigan slander on the podcast.
Yeah.
Kudos to Michigan for winning their first real game of the season. And USC,
Wow.
tough showing for a team that is trying to get into the playoff for the first time ever. So,
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
how am I an idiot? That's what
Dude,
happened.
it was a close game. They lost in the last seconds. You're acting like they got steamrolled
Who?
in one of the hardest places to play, USC.
I'm just saying they
Yeah,
lost. They lost. A Michigan team.
We don't have to get into the specifics. We can argue about this after, but you're leaving out a lot of the crucial details.
Well, that is what Sport Notes is, man.
Yeah, we don't talk about the details. We talk about the fact that USC lost.
Yep, they lost.
Any other teams I should know about?
Yeah, what else
Yeah,
happened?
the big one late Saturday night is Colorado was down by 7 points, and it was 4th down with like 2 seconds left, and they threw a 60-yard Hail Mary and they caught it to tie the game.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
That's cool.
So
60 yards?
A lot of hype around Colorado and excitement.
Wait, who were they playing against, Pete?
They were playing Baylor.
Okay.
It was an unranked game. It was in Colorado, but it was just a crazy game. Like, you don't usually see a Hail Mary. I think if Colorado lost, a lot of fans would have been very upset with their start to the season because they would have been 2-2. Now they're 3-1 and just beat a very good Baylor team.
Wow.
They ended up winning in overtime. Baylor fumbled on the half-yard line to seal the win for Colorado. So it was a crazy game. The Hail Mary catch was insane. Probably the scuttlebutt of college football in certain areas is going to be that
Here we go with that word
Deion
again.
Sanders is 3-1 again.
Scuttlebutt.
Love a good scuttlebutt.
Last one to touch on, not as important, but it was a ranked matchup on Friday night. Illinois went into Nebraska, who was very hyped up. They were 3-0. They just killed Colorado in a game. A lot of people thought it would be Nebraska's year to, return to some glory, and they blew a game against Illinois. They lost, and PJ, what are your opinions on the Nebs?
They're frauds. They've always been frauds.
Yep.
I had them a couple of years ago in the
Nebraska.
college football league, and they lost week 1 in Ireland against
I can't believe you
Northwestern.
didn't put that together. Maddie looks at me. She goes, "Hey, what are the Nebs?" I'm like, Nebraska.
Yeah, we call Nebraska. They're the Cornhuskers or the Huskers, but I call them the Nebs because they're frauds. So.
Okay.
The
Yes.
Huskers.
What are the Nebs?
Yeah, those are really the big 4 games. As we go to next week, some of the big games are Oklahoma State plays Kansas State, ranked matchup. The winner of this game stays in the running for the Big 12 championship. The loser is really going to be on the outside looking in. Georgia plays at Alabama, which is the number 2 team versus the number 4 team in the country. That's going to be the biggest game of the season so far. The winner of that probably takes over number 1 in the country. And the loser is still going to be in a fine position, but it's a massive rivalry game. So that's like the national game that everyone's going to be talking about, and it's going to be all over the news. And going into Saturday, people want to watch Georgia versus Alabama. The other big game is Illinois, who just upset Nebraska, is now ranked number 19, and they're undefeated, and they're going into Penn State, who is also undefeated and ranked number 9. So that's a big game for the Big Ten.
One of them's got to lose.
That's how a game works.
Yep.
Thanks.
And the last one, which we're all very excited about here, is Notre Dame is hosting Louisville. It's also a ranked game. Notre Dame is number 16, Louisville's number 15, and the SportsNotes squad is actually going to be in South Bend for this game. We are
You guys are going away.
We are.
Yeah.
So, very exciting game. I think the winner of this game puts himself in a great position to sneak into the college football playoff, and the loser is going to be on the outside looking in. So, big game, big playoff implications.
I'm feeling like because you love Notre Dame, there's maybe you're giving a slightly different opinion than maybe Zeke and PJ have here.
It's 15 versus 16. The winner is going to be a top 15 team after this game, and the loser is probably going to be outside the top 20.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys
given
have fun.
both of their, I won't go into the details, but they both have fairly favorable schedules after this game. But for Notre Dame, that doesn't mean anything because they can lose to everyone.
Listen, sound analysis by you. I'm super excited to watch the game.
It'll be a good game. We're really excited about
invite
it.
Zeke to this game for his attitude.
Are you guys doing anything else while you're there in South Bend, or are you just in and out?
Maybe in Chicago.
Yeah, we're flying into Chicago, so I've never been to Chicago.
We're going to go see a Cubs game.
I've also never been to Chicago.
Really?
Yeah. So
We're
I'm
gonna go to Wrigley
excited to
Field.
go over there and see all the
Go
great
look at
things
go
Chicago
look
has
at
to
the
offer.
Bean.
Oh, I'm
We're going
taking a
to Wrigley
picture.
Field
I'm going to take a
on
picture at the
Sunday.
Bean.
Yeah, take a pic at the
Yeah.
Bean. We'll post it on our SportNotes Instagram.
I'm really
At
excited.
the Bean.
Just be PJ.
I'm super excited to take a picture at the Bean. That's going to be like
What's the bean?
you don't know what the Bean is?
Are you serious?
It's like a giant.
I'm
chrome
about to make
bean.
so many jokes. So many jokes
It's
are
like the
underneath.
icon of Chicago, like the landmark of Chicago.
I've never heard of the bean. Sorry.
I'll show you a picture of
Really?
it, and then
Hey
you'll be
Zeke,
like, I know.
hey Zeke. A lot of guys haven't.
Okay. That's good.
He
I'm
set
reassured.
himself up for that one. I mean, jeez.
You just set yourself up. I had to take my shot. Sorry.
I've just never heard of it. But you know what? Even more excited now to see the
You know,
bean.
like the arches in St. Louis?
Yeah?
Like, it's like that for Chicago. It's like their big landmark.
Okay, so it's
there.
like a knockoff
like-
version of the
It's
St.
like
Louis
the
arches.
Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. It's like that kind of thing.
It's a giant bean. It's freaking awesome, and you're
Yeah.
hating.
It's
it.
awesome,
It's
Zeke.
a
It's
giant
awesome.
silver bean.
It is
I'd
awesome.
rather go to Wrigley Field than see the bean.
Well, we're gonna go to that.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not denying that, but the bean is.
It's a
you should know
Chicago
what that is.
staple.
It's a Chicago staple.
It's a big silver bean.
It's a big silver bean looking bean.
You gotta look it up. Someone look up a picture of the bean and show it to Zeke.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh, you see what? Do you recognize that?
Isn't
No.
that cool?
Just get to your take. We
That's
can talk about
cool.
it.
Let's get
I've
the
done,
blunt take.
I've done a
Let's get
lot
the
of
blunt
college
take.
football blunt takes, so I'm actually going to avoid that this week. My blunt take is actually really going to hit home here, and it's gonna follow up on Zeke last week when after he came home from the Seahawks-Patriots game. Zeke was talking about how Alex Van Pelt of the Patriots was out of his league. He was bad.
Right.
The Patriots suck. Blah blah blah. My blunt take is going to be the Patriots are straight ass, and it is completely unacceptable to be this
That
ass.
is a blunt take.
They
blunt.
lost
Straight
24-3
ass.
to the Jets, who they have dominated for 20 years.
Yeah.
More than 20 years, actually.
Wow.
They haven't
Oh,
lost
yeah.
to the Jets in primetime, I think, since, was it 2015 or 2008?
Something like that.
Crazy
It
stat.
was a while
They don't
ago.
lose to
Wow,
the
and they
Jets.
lost.
They do not lose to the Jets. And they got their ass whooped. They looked awful. They look horrible. They look like they should go back to college. They are a horrible, horrible football team. It's unbelievable. It's horrible. All Patriots fans probably feel it with me.
Yep.
They are goddamn atrocious. That's my blunt.
I think you're gonna get a lot of hot takes on that blunt take.
No, I
No,
think a
I
lot of people
disagree.
agree. If you think the
Really?
Patriots
You
are
know,
good,
yeah.
you are asinine.
Because they are
watching
bad, and
something
you know
else.
what? I know this actually because I grew up with them in Boston. Like, the Pats were the best team
Yeah.
in the NFL for how many years? I mean, like 10
20.
years.
Almost
Like,
20
almost
Like, they were
years.
like
Always,
unstoppable.
yeah.
They were like what the Chiefs are now, I guess. Like, they were like
Yeah.
insane. And with Tom Brady and all. And so everyone, if you weren't from New England, everyone hated the Patriots. The same way everyone now hates the Chiefs, because it was like, yep, they won again, like big
Right,
surprise, like
right.
that kind of thing. It was annoying.
Yeah.
So now people are probably thrilled that the Pats suck.
They're unwatchable garbage. It's horrible.
I can
Yeah.
confirm as a Patriots fan, it's a very accurate take.
Pete, I hope your blunt take trend is true, where when you say something, the opposite happens.
There's
So maybe
no
we'll
way.
start to pick
There's
it
no
up.
way. They're playing the San
see.
Francisco 49ers next week, and the Niners will win by 37 points.
Damn.
It's
Well,
going to be an
speaking of the
absolute
NFL,
blowout.
speaking of the NFL, let's go to you, Zeke. Tell us what's going on in the NFL. I know you have a couple other sports updates as well, but let's go over to you in Zeke's lounge. Give us what you got this week.
Yeah, well, gonna throw you a quick curveball to start off. And
Whoa.
that's very apt because this is an MLB update. So history was made on Thursday. Shohei Ohtani, name's been tossed around here a couple of times. I think
Yeah.
you guys are well aware of who he is.
Oh wait, he used to play on the Angels and now he plays for the Dodgers.
There you go.
Yep.
Nice.
Correct. So very
you
good
remember.
memory. Good work, Maddie.
Thank you. Thank you.
He made history Thursday night. First player ever to hit 50 home runs and record 50 stolen bases in one season.
Wow.
So you
Oh,
know what?
wow.
You know what you stealing a base is, by the way? I know we discussed home runs,
yes,
but
yes.
okay.
I know it's stealing a base. Yeah.
Yeah. So just think about that for a second. Like, you have to have a lot of power to hit that many home runs, but also
Yeah.
be very quick and a very smart base
Fast.
runner to get that many
Yeah.
stolen bases. So history was made in the fashion he did it in. They were playing the Miami Marlins. He went 6 for 6, 3 home runs and 10 RBIs in one game.
Wow.
And a couple stolen
Oh, wow.
bases to achieve all of that. He's having probably an MVP season. He's going to be like the best player in the National League. He's a generational talent, made
Yeah.
history.
Wow. Wow.
You're witnessing probably the best baseball player of all time right now. And I think we're
Wow,
lucky to
cool.
see that. And you know what's even
God.
crazier? He also is one of the best pitchers in the league, but he's recovering
Yeah.
from an arm surgery. So he
Wow.
can't pitch, but he's one of the
Right.
best pitchers.
Is the fact that this is so amazing that he's done so well in multiple different things, like stealing bases, or is it like even individual categories he has blown out the records? Like,
Even if you get 50 home runs and like 0 stolen bases, that's really impressive. To get 50 in
okay.
both is super
Unheard
rare,
of.
and not many
Wow.
people can do that. Say they've done, or no one can say they've done that because he's the first person to do it.
yeah,
So it's just
Wow,
it's
ever.
amazing.
That's so cool.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
most guys who hit 50 home runs are massive dudes.
Yeah.
And it's like
And
they
they're
can't
slow.
run. Like
Yeah.
they can't run.
right.
Yeah.
Examples, Chad, that you would know, and I know this is like going off topic, but like David Ortiz was a
that's
massive,
what I was thinking
massive
of.
dude. He
Red
could
Sox,
not run at
Yep.
all.
No, but he was insane.
Yeah.
He hit so many home runs.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Wow. Amazing. And
Yes.
we're alive for it.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
time to be alive.
What a time.
You're in LA
Ohtani.
for it, actually.
You're in LA. Yeah.
Very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool. Good to
super
know.
Cool.
Love to hear things are still happening in baseball.
Yeah, and the playoffs are starting up soon, so I'm sure we'll get coverage on that. But yeah, I just wanted to hit quick baseball. We'll transition to NFL.
Yep.
Honestly, pretty chalk weekend in terms of games. I think there was a couple exciting ones in the 4 p.m. time slot, but 1 p.m., nothing really of note. I think the only thing I wanted to touch on was the Minnesota Vikings. They walloped the Houston Texans 34-7.
Okay.
The Vikings are the surprise team of the season thus far. They're 3-0. They're one of their first round draft pick, JJ McCarthy, their quarterback, who I think I mentioned a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
He got injured. There was questions he might start this year. They're rolling with this guy named Sam Darnold, who is a suitcase. He's been with multiple teams. He's kind of been I'd say deemed a bust. He was a high draft pick. Hasn't been very well.
Is that what people say? That he's a suitcase?
Yeah, he's like been around.
He's constantly packing up and moving teams.
Yeah.
He went to USC and was drafted by the Jets, so those are both the recipe.
Not relevant. But so he's best known for, there's a mic'd up clip of him where he's thrown like 3 interceptions in a game. Actually against the Pats, I think, and he's on the sidelines going, "I'm seeing ghosts out there. I'm seeing ghosts." Like he's freaky. Yeah, it's like that's like the low point of his career, but he's led the Vikings to a 3-0 start.
What does that even mean?
I don't know, but
What if he actually was seeing ghosts?
Like,
What if that's the crazy?
Wait,
You know what?
Considering, do you know that movie called Angels in the Outfield?
yeah,
Kind of like that.
Ghosts in the secondary. I don't know, but it was.
I'm thinking Sixth Sense.
But yeah, that's how bad he was. But he's led the Vikings to a 3-0 start, surprise team of the season, like. Pretty outstanding what they've done. They also have one of the best receivers in the league, Justin Jefferson. So that does help. But so, anyways, that was the 1 p.m. game. Right before we started recording, a couple of pretty awesome 4 p.m. games occurred. First off, the Carolina Panthers beat the Las Vegas Raiders. The score, I think it was 36-22. First win of the season for the Panthers. But the biggest storyline is their number 1 overall draft pick, quarterback Bryce Young, was benched this past week because he sucked. He's been awful. And they brought in Andy Dalton, journeyman, also a suitcase.
Okay.
And led them to their first win of the season. So
nice.
But
beginner's luck. Who knows?
No, he's a pretty decent quarterback. But yeah, that was a pretty surprising result. But then the best game of the afternoon was actually the one I previewed last week: the Baltimore Ravens versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Right, 2 teams you said were very overrated.
Very overrated. Still believe that. But the Ravens went out to a 28-6 start. They were leading 28-6 in the fourth quarter. The Cowboys looked lost out there. Cowboys steamrolled back and cut it to 28-5 and had a chance to get the ball back at the end of the game.
28-25.
Well, yeah, what?
28-25.
Yeah,
I was like,
you said 28-5.
28-25. Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know you could get minus points.
No,
Yeah.
28-25. They cut it to a field goal. Had a chance to get the ball back. But the Ravens ended up making a couple good plays, ran the clock out at the end, but it was an exciting as hell game. And for a second there, I thought the Cowboys were going to make the comeback and actually win the game.
But the Ravens did end up clinching the win.
They did. So, and that was huge because there's this weird stat where teams that start off 0-3, very little chance to make the playoffs this year. So they're now 1-2. The Cowboys are 1-2. Still hope for both of them. Still think they're very overrated, but exciting game. I think that's going to be the talk of the office, talk of the town tomorrow. The scuttlebutt, Peter. So
it's a good word.
Yeah.
Nice vocabulary.
Love to see you opening up and using new vocabulary, Zeke.
Love that.
Yeah.
Open mind, open heart.
Yeah, absolutely. This is this stat came across my desk earlier this week, and I had to share it with our listeners, but especially you all. So since 2000, the Chicago Bears and the Indianapolis Colts have played in every presidential election year. And the winner of each game has been correlated with the winner of the presidential election. So every time the Colts win, the Republican candidate wins. Every time the Bears win, the Democratic candidate wins.
Wait, this has happened how many years? The last 10 years?
Since 2000.
So they play every 4 years because the way the NFL works is the NFC and AFC, like they switch off who they play in the other league, and it's a 4-year rotation. So they always play in an election year.
Wait, that's like 7 presidential elections.
Yeah,
The odds are very low.
And it's happened every single time?
Every time. Yep.
Wow.
So
oh my God. Wait, did they
I'm
play?
not really sure.
Did they play?
They played today, Chad.
Who won?
And the Indianapolis Colts won in a very close game. It came
So
down
does
to
that
the
mean
wire.
Republican Party?
Does that mean Republican wins?
So, based off history, that means the Republican nominee would win, and I will leave it at that. We are a sports podcast, not a political one, but
yeah,
That's
let's
true,
not get
that's
into
true.
that.
But I just wanted to leave it at that.
That is crazy.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
That is
So
actually
the Bears
crazy.
won. The Colts won in 2016. The Bears in 2020, 2012, right?
Yeah, listen, dude, I love how you're trying to do the math and getting excited, but we don't have to get into the history here. It's a really cool stat. Colts won today. Do with that what you will, but wanted to share that
Hey.
briefly.
Man.
Anyways, quick preview for games to look forward to next week. First of all, we have 2 games tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, which is not common. Usually there's only 1 game, but you've got the
Okay.
Bills, Jaguars, and then the Bengals and Commanders. Look out for those. And then next weekend, 2 games that I want people to look out for. Those Minnesota Vikings that I just mentioned against the Green Bay Packers. That's a division rivalry, 2 very good teams. And then actually the Ravens are playing the Bills again. The Bills are playing again. That's Sunday night. Ravens-Bills.
Okay.
So 2 games.
So they have 2 games in one weekend?
So sorry, the Bills are playing tomorrow night, Monday night.
Oh,
so they have a
Monday night.
shorter week. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So games to look out for, just to, what people are going to be talking about as the week progresses. But yeah.
What about the Golnik Bowl?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up,
Yeah.
Maddie. Coming down to the wire here, we've got, I think, 6 games left in the MLB regular season.
Oh, I'm so nervous.
So
how are they
how it
doing?
stands, the Astros
Am I
are
still winning?
I don't know.
Astros-
I haven't gotten an update because
Yeah.
he's been gone. I don't know what.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Astros are 85-71, and the Diamondbacks are 87-69. So
What does that even mean?
Diamondbacks are up
games,
too.
they're 2 games ahead of the Astros with, I think, 5 or 6 games left to play.
So literally it's going to come down to who has the higher win count. It's not even like a ratio we're doing or anything.
Well,
Well, they
play
all
the-
play the
they
same
play
amount of
same
games in a season.
So I'm winning?
Oh.
Yeah, Maddie is winning currently.
Let's
By 2
go.
games.
Let's
That's
go.
Yeah.
Chad, when are you out here next? We're gonna book the cages.
So, Chad, let's maybe start working on that swing. All right?
I think we're gonna put you in a cage live
But there's
against
still 2
PJ,
more
Zeke, or
games.
Nate.
There's 6 more games.
6 more games, yeah.
You're up by 2 games.
So
Well, whatever.
Chad,
Yeah.
your punishment
man.
is gonna be we're gonna book a cage and you have to hit live against one of the SportsNotes fellows, either PJ, Zeke, or
Listen,
Nate.
man, let's not start talking about it like, Chad, my punishment is this, okay? We don't know. There's games. There's
Yeah,
still
there's
season
still
left.
our 6 games.
Look,
Can't wait to see
Maddie's
Maddie
in the
cage.
driver's seat. Maddie's in the driver's seat.
Hold on, let me
Can't
book
wait
the
to see
cage.
Maddie in
Honk,
that batting
honk.
cage.
Yep.
Can't wait to see that.
So that's your Golnik Bowl
Love
update.
it. Thanks, Zeke.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well, Chad, you better get ready. But if it comes down to it, I do look great in a helmet, so I'm fine doing
I
that
don't.
if I need.
I don't.
Hey, what about fantasy? Am I still winning?
You're actually not,
Yeah, how's our
unfortunately.
fantasy league?
So
Okay.
how it's netted out, PJ is 2-0. Chad, you were 2-0. I'm sure you've been checking constantly.
He's not
Every
2-0.
day,
He's
man,
not
religiously.
2-0 for long.
Maddie and
My morning
I,
coffee.
Maddie and I are both 1-1, and then our
1-1.
resident expert Pete is 0-2, along with Sid, who runs social media.
Oh.
So, and actually, new update: PJ's team is projected to win the league now. So,
Oh, wait, why isn't mine? If we're both
Well,
2-0?
Chad,
Well,
it's because currently
scored
you're
more
getting
points,
you're
probably.
getting absolutely destroyed by me.
Oh, our
Oh,
team's playing this week?
We're playing this
Yeah.
week, and I have like 140
This is what I've learned about
points.
fantasy football. Every week they match one of us up with another one. I
Right.
didn't know that's how it worked. Okay. Well, that's another one. We're going to have to decide what our punishment is for the loser there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a lot of season left to go on that.
You have to eat 10 hot dogs in 10 minutes. I say you got to eat 10 hot dogs in 10 minutes, and we'll film it and put it on the pod.
Okay.
that would be so gross
Yeah,
because
that'd be
I like
one of
that.
us is
Let's
going
do
to
it.
probably puke.
Zeke's
be
gonna
fun.
start tanking.
Yeah, Zeke wants to do that. so
Intentionally coming last.
That's just my last.
he just
really
needs an
wants to do it.
excuse to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, I'm in last. Oh no.
Wait,
Oh.
what was
Oh,
the
God,
brand of hot
I have
dog
to
that
do-
he liked?
Hebrew National.
Like a
Hebrew
bat-
National.
Bat.
Hebrew
comes home with a
National.
box of
If
hot
Zeke
dogs. He goes,
loses, though,
oh.
we get to pick the hot dog, and he doesn't get Hebrew.
No, that's not. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Then
Yeah.
All of a sudden, rules are being added.
I'm removing myself from that.
No,
No,
if
Zeke,
you
it's okay.
lose, you can't get exactly what
And
you want. It's a
you have to
punishment.
do it in a hot dog suit.
Oh, yeah, that's such a good idea.
Yeah, you have
That'd
to do
be
it in a
that'd be
hot dog
hilarious.
suit.
Okay,
If
we're
you're
going
in
to
a
buy a
hot
hot
dog
dog
suit-
suit.
And we're gonna put up a table in the Market Basket parking lot so people can watch.
Yeah, we're gonna get a live audience.
No, I definitely like this idea in a hot dog suit. You have to do the hot
like
dog
Tim
challenge.
Robinson sketch.
And they have to be
I think you should
KM hot
leave.
dogs.
I could do the hot dog suit, but I don't want to do it in public.
KM.
I mean, we could lose. We should be careful what we say. We're laughing like, ha ha ha, we can't wait to see
Yeah,
Pete
we
do
might
this.
lose.
It might be us.
I know. But it would be funny regardless.
It's
All right.
KM.
You say KM?
Sorry.
Wait, what?
KM hot
Drew's like, you gotta eat KM hot dogs. It's KM.
It's Kayam hot dogs. I don't know how you guys know.
Royce.
I don't
We're not
know.
doing
He
Nathan's
knows so
though,
many
in honor
brands.
of Joey Chestnut.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we can't disgrace his
Boycotting
product.
Nathan's because they boycotted him.
Yeah, it was un-American. We don't need to
Fair
get into
enough.
that, though.
Yeah.
All right, PJ. Well, thanks, guys. Look forward to the hot dog suit on someone. But now we're gonna go into PJ's patio.
Moving into some soccer updates. So Arsenal and Manchester City, they played today. They played in Manchester, and they tied 2-2. In fairness, I think that Arsenal looked better up until the 45th minute when Leandro Trossard was sent off, so he got a red card. And Arsenal had to play half of the game with 10 men. So literally what they did is they sat directly in front of their goal with every single player on the field defending for 45 minutes.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, so really the storyline of this game is that the ref, Michael Oliver, completely inserted himself into what was probably the biggest game of the Premier League season so far. So
Because these are like the 1 and 2 teams, right?
correct, yeah. So these are the two teams that are favored to win the league.
What's going on with Zeke?
Zeke's a Liverpool fan, and he's butthurt
Zeke's
about
making
the
me think
fact
he's
that they're not.
bipolar, considering his face and attitude now versus for the first half of this
Yeah,
episode.
literally.
So Michael Oliver was the official in this game. So Arsenal, they survived pretty much the entire second half without giving up a goal. Unfortunately, they gave up a goal in the 98th minute, legitimately the last kick of the game. It was
Wow.
on a corner kick.
Damn.
They fell asleep, and it was a valiant effort by them to hold that lead for as long as they did. However, what I really want to talk about with this game is just the officiating in England, which is supposed to be the best league in the world, is probably the worst in the world. The officials are completely out of their depth. Every weekend there's a controversy, and in this game, in such a big situation, the referee should not be getting involved in any sort of way with affecting the result, and that's what Michael Oliver did. So shout out to him. He's awful, and frankly, if I performed at my job the way that he performs every weekend, I would have been fired a long time ago. So he's not a great ref. As Zeke says, I wanted to get on my soapbox about that. Funny thing that did happen in that game, though, Arsenal had a youth player from their academy on the bench, Miles Lewis-Skelly. He actually got a yellow card before he even went onto the field. He's never played in a Premier League
How?
game because he was yelling at the ref. So before he made his debut for Arsenal, he received a yellow.
Actually, yelling at them.
He was
Probably
yelling.
calling him a wanker or something.
Yeah, he was yelling at the ref or something. But
You
he
wanker.
did
Ghosts.
he did come on later in the game in the 92nd minute. So he actually played probably 6 minutes of game time. But he had that yellow card already. So little funny thing there. But with that result, Arsenal's only 2 points behind Man City, so still well within the title hunt. Moving on to just other notable results, Chelsea beat West Ham earlier on Saturday. They beat them 3-0. Something that Zeke's probably really excited about. Liverpool won 3-0 today against Bournemouth. So great result for them. And then Manchester United ended up tying Crystal Palace. So, and then last one just that I wanted to talk about because it was kind of crazy at the end of the game. Brighton and Nottingham Forest tied 2-2. Both of their coaches got red cards in this game, and a player for Nottingham Forest also got a red card.
Oh my God.
Dang.
That all happened in like the 80th minute.
How
It was
does a
just,
coach get a
disaster.
red card just by like screaming too much?
Yes.
Yeah.
On
someone
the
a wanker.
sidelines.
Like assaulting the ref?
Honestly, you know who needs those is people in NFL. Those coaches yell so much.
You think?
They can get a
need to
flag.
get red. Oh,
They
they
get-
can get a
They
flag.
can get a
Oh,
flag,
yeah.
I guess, yeah.
And then just last thing to talk about, so it's not so much the Premier League, but Premier League teams do play in this competition. The Champions League came back last week.
Oh.
So this is a soccer competition that is held between the best teams in Europe. So all of the best teams in their respective leagues come and they play to see who the best team in Europe is. So
Can you give us your best take at the Champions League song?
no,
Come on.
No.
Come on.
Well,
No,
I
do
don't
it.
know what it is.
I don't
It's
either.
like an
So if you don't
opera
hum it,
version
then
of, like,
if I
they
hear
say-
it on the radio, I won't know what it
They
is.
say the
You're-
champions,
you're-
but
you're-
they say it in an opera,
It's
high-pitched voice.
It's an opera
Okay,
voice.
we can do it.
Yeah, do it. Give it. To
You guys
PJ,
go
give
for
it
it,
to
and
us,
we'll
and then
tell you
we'll
how
try to
close they
mimic.
are.
Why don't
It's
Yeah.
like
Do they sing the song "We Are the Champions"?
no. It's hard to explain, and I don't feel like doing that.
It's like the champion.
Yes.
And then they
That's
do it
what it
again.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Chad, try to do it, and I'll try to do it too.
The champion.
Horrible. No, way too low. Way too low.
Okay, let me try
It
mine.
needs to be
Let me try
higher.
mine.
PJ goes like this.
The champions!
Maddie,
Voice crack.
my glass of water just shattered on the table.
That happened last week. So typically for teams to get into the Champions League, it's the top teams in their league. So for instance, if in the Premier League, the top 4 teams in the standings, they qualify for the Champions League every year. So
Oh, okay. So
so-
teams from the EPL will play in it.
yep, yeah, they will. So
It's
uh,
all the European countries' leagues' best teams.
yeah,
It's like a
Okay.
super league.
yeah,
A super
it's
league.
effectively.
So do teams have to play? Like they'll have to play now in EPL games and
Yep.
in Champions
Yes.
League. Oh
yeah.
wow.
So they'll play in the Premier League on the weekends typically, and then they play on Tuesday and Wednesdays in the Champions League.
Oh
So-
Wow, it's busy.
Yeah,
Busy
so
life.
they play a ton of games. Real Madrid won it last year. They're the team from Spain. So they began this week, and there's going to be games in early October again for the Champions League. So if you want to watch some really high quality soccer, definitely check that out.
Cool.
Super exciting. So yeah.
Thanks,
Nice.
PJ. What is Paul's call for the week?
Well, update on Paul's call. It hit. So
Can we get a quick round of applause?
so I'm
Hey-o!
currently 6-6 now, so we're even, which is excellent.
Wow.
Wow.
Thanks to Liverpool, they did win this weekend. So the person who's going to be getting the gift card is Tracy Berry. So congratulations to you. We'll be sending that to you
Congrats, Tracy.
Trace.
in the next
Trace.
couple of days. So super excited about that. This upcoming weekend, I'm gonna go with yet again a little bit easier of a pick because I want to get that positive record back. I'm gonna pick Arsenal
Yeah.
to beat Leicester this upcoming weekend.
Wait,
You can't go-
Arsenal to beat who? Leicester.
Leicester City. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're
PJ's
a,
going for that double win. He wants to
Leicester.
help his record and get an Arsenal win. He wants to feel good on both fronts.
exactly. It will make me feel very happy because right now my bank account is very sad with me on how much I have lost betting. So.
Well, congrats on 6 out of 6. Let's see if
Yeah.
this one hits too.
And I think that's all for our updates
That's
this
it
week.
for updates.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
stuff. Well, Maddie's here, so we're gonna try our Koozie Talk segment again. Do you guys pick what do you think's a good game that we should try to do a Koozie Talk with Maddie on? I was thinking maybe the Cowboys game that just
Cowboys,
happened.
Ravens, yeah.
All right,
That
Cowboys,
or
Ravens.
the Colorado game because of the Hail Mary in the last minute score.
Yeah.
I would go.
I think-
Just go
Let's-
Cowboys.
Cowboys, Ravens, I think is more
You want to
relevant.
You want to Colorado?
I don't know. I've kind of didn't pay attention to the Cowboys.
Okay, let's do Colorado.
Oh.
So that'll be you.
Thanks, Maddie. Thanks. Glad to hear I was engaging to you.
All right. I did pick out the scenario. It's going to be 2 employees in a cubicle.
Oh,
Okay, wait.
Pretty straightforward.
pretty straightforward. What are you looking
Okay.
for?
I was gonna do some miming.
Okay, all right, go.
Hey, Joe.
Since when was I Joe?
Hey, stay in character.
Same character.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey. Hey, Joe. How's your weekend?
Tough, long weekend. Some good football, though.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I just gotta send this one email really quick. Zoop. Great. Boss is really on my ass lately, if you know what I mean.
Same with me. Same with me, Lisa.
Yeah. Well, I heard he really likes the Cowboys.
Yeah. I'm actually a Ravens fan.
Are ya?
Did you watch the game this weekend by chance?
I did, but actually I watched did you see the Colorado game?
I heard about it. It's actually past my bedtime, though.
What, 9 p.m.?
Yes,
Getting old,
yes,
Joe.
yes.
Getting old.
So what was your favorite part of the game?
God, I thought the craziest part was I was watching it. I was engaged all the way to the end. Was thinking that no one was really going to take that big W until like the last minute where they threw a 60-yard throw and it was in the end zone. So, yeah.
Yeah. I saw the replays the next morning on SportsCenter. It was crazy.
Did you? Did you hit the hay early? You didn't get to see that last Hail Mary?
No, I didn't get to see it, but it was really cool.
Oh.
Well, who
Well,
ended up winning the game? Did you watch the rest?
I did actually. The Cowboys ended up winning. Wait, shit, the Colorados.
Christ almighty.
Maddie swinging a miss there. The Cowboys lost and
So the Cowboys ended up winning, but then also the Colorados ended up winning.
Oh
All
my
right,
God.
we're cutting the scene here.
Sorry, Joe. I took too many edibles.
We're cutting the scene. I don't know what grade you guys give Maddie. That's
F.
No, you know what? You were doing
I
so
mentioned
well.
the 60-yard.
Yeah, you were doing so well that I thought you were on like a great trajectory, and then
And then the Cowboys came back up.
I would go probably
God.
C plus.
C plus.
Honestly, that's generous. Thank you.
I think I would probably give it like a C. It's a passing grade.
You passed.
You passed.
Oh, Koozie
bad.
Talk. Well, because I could just blame that I mixed up the teams, but I knew the details.
Yeah, you
Yep.
got the.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
the Hail Mary.
Maddie
it was all-
wasn't paying attention during my segment, so.
No,
Zeke, I was.
I'm kidding.
clearly, because then she said the Cowboys won.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Hey,
That
you know
was
what, guys?
awesome.
It's just a
Double
little
swinging
bit of
whatever.
it's just a little bit of miscommunication.
you
It's
know
okay.
this is why we do this.
Exactly.
It's kind of like
all
it's kind
right.
of like an end of episode
It's just a-
quiz.
All right, guys. Well, that was super fun. Joe and Lisa, I hope they come back to say hello to us sometime during
Maybe, yeah.
the next episode. Now we have our Future 5. Can we
Oh,
get into
yeah.
our Future 5?
Yeah. What games should we check out this coming week?
Definitely on the agenda will be the Notre Dame Louisville game. SportsNotes will be there, so it's part of the Future 5. It's a ranked
Nice.
game. As I said, the winner is in a much better spot for the playoffs than the loser. We also have Georgia and Alabama, 2 versus 4, biggest college football game of the season so far, so that's a great game. And then the last college football game we're going to put on our Future 5 is going to be Illinois-Penn State. That's a massive game. 19 versus 9 undefeated teams, so very excited for that one too.
And then moving across the pond to soccer, we have Man United and Tottenham play on Sunday at 11:30 a.m.
Then to round us out here, next Sunday night you got the Bills versus the Baltimore Ravens. So
All
And
right.
I think that's all for today.
Yeah.
It's great having Maddie back. Quick update for all of our listeners. Speaking of these guys going to South Bend next week, Maddie and I are also going to be away for the next 2 weeks. So SportNotes will not have our regularly scheduled weekly updates. However, we will be posting your updates for you, as always, on our social medias. So make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok.
Definitely.
And we'll give you your updates there. And also, our guys over there are going to be recording their updates as audio. So you will be able to listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well.
All right, and shout out to our 3 experts across the states who are turning us rookies into sports veterans.
We'll see you in a few weeks. Thanks very much for tuning in.
Bye.